Welcome back. How you doing? You having a good time? I'm having a good time. I'm playing Pathologic, my favouriteest game in the whole wide world. I think we were gonna do that now. I think that's what we're gonna do now. So let's do that. I know my way there. I don't need a map. I know this city like the back of my hand, and I know the back of my hand relatively well. I'm just giving it a check over now, and I'm not seeing anything I wasn't expecting. You know, it's fairly by the numbers back of hand stuff. There's some knuckles on there, some nails, quite a bit of skin, a little bit of hair. You know, just usual back of hand stuff. Honestly, I think most people know most people's backs of hands fairly well because there's very rarely anything to remark on about the back of a hand. Like, okay, you can have tattoos on there, I guess. And obviously you could have some sort of disfigurement or disability, you know, possibly like a scar or something. But generally speaking, but most backs of hands, I think, are just sort of the way they is. It just is, you know. If someone were to place the back of my hand in a line-up with the backs of several other people's hands, I don't know if I'd be able to pick mine out. I think they're all kind of similar. They all kind of do the same thing, yeah. Which I suppose, based on that, maybe I don't know the back of my hand very well. Maybe people who truly know the backs of their hand exceptionally well would be able to pick their hand from a lineup of hands. And in that case, they're the sort of people who can say they know things like the back of their hand, whereas maybe I can't. Maybe I can't say that. I do know this town quite well, though, was the point I was trying to make in all of that. Quite well. Well enough to get by. I know it better than, like, the town I actually live in, so, you know, that says a lot, really, I suppose. Mostly about the fact that I'm a horrible nerdy shut-in, and not about, you know, any slight on my current residence, particularly. Okay, glad we cleared that up. So the town, the house we're looking for is going to be just up here, just into the infected district, which I think is fine. Hopefully won't get too messed up as a result. Oh, it reminds me actually, while we're here, these guys trade real good for food. I mean, I don't really want fresh meat if it's going to cost me 10, but some of these guys trade for, like... I like how I can say, "Be silent, human, here is my home, don't you stand in my way." Like, if you want to make yourself look bad, Clara, then you're doing a damn fucking fine job of it. But yeah, remind me to trade more with those guys. That's something I really need to do a lot more of. Hello, Bachelor.
Yes.
What are you doing here? I could really do without being bothered. I've been looking for you, Bachelor. Someone is worried about you. Ava? No. Capella. Aren't you here on her request? You're the one doing the errands, not me. I'm doing my own work here. Actually, that reminds me. Have you by any chance seen a dodgy-looking lad around? I told him to get lost, but now I'm not sure he listened. You could tell by his eyes he was a Weasley fella. No, Bachelor, you're the only Weasley fellow here that I'm aware of. I'm coming out hostile against the Bachelor here, and I like this sassy Clara. That's reassuring. By the way, you really shouldn't be here. Barack, the Haruspex, is hiding in one of those houses. He's dangerous. I'm sure he is the Ripper everyone's talking about, the body snatcher. I wish I knew where he was hiding exactly. Wouldn't want to walk into the beast's lair in the dark. Whose body did he snatch? Now that's something you don't need to know, but it very likely was the exact body that I need. Well, that makes you the body snatcher, and certainly no better than him. Oh, shit, I didn't like that. I got gassed there. I guess I need to go find the Haruspex now. They're just saying he's in one of the houses though, which isn't particularly helpful information. There's lots of houses. There's many houses. Is there going to be like a house with identifying elements that will point me in the correct direction of the Haruspecs? I don't know why we're looking for him, if I'm being honest. I don't know why we want to find him. I was told to speak to the Bachelor. I have no reason to find the Haruspec. My quest log is saying the Haruspec is hunting in the infected district. Even if he walks from house to house, he will linger long enough in one place for me to find him. Okay, so he's probably going to be outside. So we just need to, like, check the usual. The rat era has begun. The rats cometh. Yeah, we just need to check all the little nooks and crannies, I suppose. See if we can find him hiding somewhere. Probably take quite a good guess at where he's likely to be. And there's a rather limited supply of places you can just disappear into around here. And I really thought this would be exactly where he would be, but there is another area like this somewhere, I think. Perhaps not, actually. Guess we'll just wander around aimlessly then. Well, not aimlessly. I haven't. You seem relevant. What are you doing walking around in here? Don't you see there's danger on all sides? And what are you doing here? There's a schmowder I want to test. If you fall ill and swallow it, chances are you'll be cured. But I've got to check that first. See, I'm running a real clinical test here. Give it to me, kid, and run from here quickly. That was a fucking haul right there. It was a nice little bonus if I ever saw one. Stop trying to give me bullets. Do I look like someone who wants bullets? I want food, my good man. And medical supplies if you've got them, but I don't think you do, honestly. I think you're mostly just about the food around here, aren't you? There we go, that's more like it. Fucking 7 now. I think I just save my materials and trade for veggies with them, and only veggies, because I think they're probably the best food per price. There we go, it's more like it. Here, take 15 of these, and I will take all your vegetables. Beautiful, thank you. What a nice fella. Generous to a fault, that guy. I really don't know where we're going to find El Haruspecs, to be honest. I was confident he'd just be in that place where I found the little schmowder boy, but this area's not in it. Did I check down in this? I did check in that little knobble, didn't I? Because I feel like he's not just going to be stood in the middle of the street. He's going to be off the beaten path a little bit. But where? But whence? But where unto? Definitely not here. I guess I've not been all the way up that end yet. Also, I just realised the is that the bone steak lot? Is that what that's called? That area is also infected, so he could just be down there, honestly. Are you just here? Are you just hanging out here? It'd be real cool if you were, honestly. Kinda doesn't look like it though, does it? Kinda doesn't appear to be the case. Sorta. Gross. Where is he? Where is my homeboy? I feel like I've got like a weird affinity with the Haruspecs just because he was like my first playthrough, you know? Bachelor seemed like a smug prick when I was playing as the Haruspex, and he seems like a smug prick when I'm playing as the Changeling. Whereas the Changeling has just always just been a slightly upsetting individual. And the Haruspex just, like, even when you're set against him, he just seems like he's kind of a cool guy, you know? Even if you don't agree with him, he's still just like a sound fella to be hanging out with. Maybe that's just me though. Maybe I'm just biased. I just like a hometown hero, you know? I'm getting pretty badly gassed around these parts. I hope this is all going to be worth it. Spent a lot of money curing my infection, and now it's like, well, not quite as bad as it was, but it's getting there, you know? And I don't seem to be doing a particularly great job of finding my good friend. Finding my good buddy. Holy shit, man, you got a lot of stuff. I don't really have anything to trade to you though, so I don't know why I'm still chatting. Where the hell's he likely to be? I'm a little bit perplexed by the whole situation, to be honest. Did I check down here? Have I been here? This seems like another place where he could quite easily be, but he doesn't appear to be. I could check Isidore's house. He is his son, after all. I've definitely checked this area, didn't I? Secret little zone here. Did I definitely check in all the nooks and crannies in this area? Did I just miss him when I was round there before? I mean, surely they wouldn't put him that close to the Schmauder kid. If there's two random people to find out in town, they wouldn't put them like right next to each other, would they? I don't know, maybe they would. Who knows? Hard to say, honestly. It's taking so much time though. I've got stuff to do today. I need to go speak to Ava and stuff. I can't be hanging out here getting slowly infected all day. It's not an ideal way to spend my time. Sure as fuck ain't here though. Checked all there. Just check there. Check. Like, he's just not in the area, man. He's just not here. It's a lie, I tells you. The Haruspex is hunting in the infected district. Even if he walks from house to house, he will linger long enough in one place for me to find him. Like, that strongly implies that he's outside, right? That strongly implies that he's not going to be in one of the buildings randomly. Which would be absolute bullshit if that was the case. Next level bullshit if I had to just go in every single house. Yeah, I guess if there's any house to check, it's this one, right? Can't go in. Not allowed. Not allowed in there. That's for the cool kids. Why is there so much gas everywhere? I'm not enamoured with the quantity of gas. I don't know why I'm back here again. I've established that he's not here. But maybe he's here now, yeah? Found a dying man. He's not really of much use to me though. Although actually, in this campaign, maybe helping the dying men is going to be slightly more useful. Given that my reputation is a thing that I need to be concerned about. Maybe actually helping people out like that is actually going to be a... You know what, actually? You know what, I want to try. I don't know if this might make people very upset with me, but... Turns out yes, but it was a fun experience. There was every chance that my magical healing hands could have brought the man back to life. And it would have just been free reputation. And it would be a mechanic that I would have just not known existed and would have made life harder for myself the whole time. So it's better that I have the knowledge now. Foreknowledged is forearmed. It's not how the saying goes, but it's some words I said, so it must mean something. People don't say things if they don't mean things, you know what I mean? Because I'm not sure I do. I really don't know where this guy is. I don't know if this is just a waste of my time. This is just a fucking wild goose chase. If I go back in here, is the bachelor still here? I need more help here. Have you seen those thick whiffs of warm, phlegmy moisture? They're infected. If you see the wind carry a cloud like that towards you, run. Yeah, I'm aware. I'm always on the lookout. There's no need to warn me.
The wretched wound.
No mention of our boy, though. No more specific information. I mean, I've been so caught up with the idea that he's going to be hidden. I maybe haven't been giving my full attention to the main paths. So maybe that's a possibility. We'll walk the lonely roads, the only ones that I have ever known, and maybe we'll just find him like stood off to the side somewhere. Maybe. Is that him? Is that the Haruspex in disguise? Yes, I'm aware that seems unlikely, but... To be fair, in the Bachelor's campaign, when Peter Stammerton left his house, he turned into a crow, so... It's a fair point, actually, now that I think about it. You don't see proper NPCs outside their house ever, do you? That's just not a thing that happens. I'm assuming it was like some sort of memory thing, so they only had to load a certain amount of models or something when they were outside. But I think, genuinely, if I found Barack just stood around outside, that would be the first time that's ever happened. So it seems unlikely. Which means maybe that's not what I'm looking for. Apparently he's on the hunt today, which probably means this is the day when he was off looking for... Was it like a heart or something? He needed like a heart of an infected person or something along those lines. So maybe we're looking for, like, the person he killed? Maybe we're looking for a corpse? Maybe I should be looking amongst the reeds a little more thoroughly, rather than looking for a man just, like, stood around, doing man standing around things. Or maybe sending me searching around was just a way to try and make me find that kid who gave me a free schmouder. That's also a possibility. Like, maybe I'm not going to find him at all. I don't even know what I'm looking for him for, as previously established. I'm looking for him because the Bachelor told me to look for him. Or warned me against finding him, more specifically. I was specifically told not to find him. That's the only reason I'm doing it. I guess I'm just a pure-born rebel. But it's not really paying dividends, and I do have other things to do, and getting infected is bad. So I'm going to make the call to just leave. I'm just going to leave. We've got so many more people to speak to. We need to return to Anna at some point. We need to return to Capella. We need to see what Yulia's got to say. Then we need to go over to Ava and possibly Khan Kane as well. We've got a lot of things to do today, and the clock is ticking, you know. So let's just leave. Let's just leave. We'll chalk this one up to a loss on my part, a failure like none other, and we'll just live with the consequences of my actions. Sorry about that. I've had that fucking Green Day song stuck in my head ever since I randomly referenced it a minute ago. It won't leave. It won't leave. Thing is, I like Green Day. I have no qualms against Green Day. I like their early stuff quite a lot. The 90s stuff quite a lot. And I even do like some stuff from the American Idiot era as well, but Boulevard of Broken Dreams is such a fucking dirge of a song, man. It really is. I'm sorry, I don't get the appeal. If you like it, all power to you, but I'll pass, thanks. I'm sorry, Billy Joe. I'm sorry. No, my music tastes have run a bit of a gamut, you know. Like, I like stuff like that as a teen, and then I became a bit of a music snob for a few years and was like, oh no, I can't like pop punk. That's for plebeians. And then I, you know, actually grew up and realised that, hey, you know, sometimes fun music can just be fun, and that's okay. Like, it doesn't have to be groundbreaking.
I should let
you know,
some fresh air
whatever.
into the room, but I don't feel like it.
Why are you so quiet? Is something troubling you? To be honest with you, I have a request to make, but I'd like to do something for you first. You don't have to worry about that. Rest assured you will do something for me. In fact, you are doing something for me already, even if inadvertently. Believe it or not, but the pleasure brought by your visit feels startlingly physical for the kind of purely intellectual stimulus it actually is. Shame on you, Yulia, you're making me blush. Frankly, I imagined you as a completely different person. Tall as a lamppost, white, ragged, with your ribs bare and a firm, shapely bosom. You know, until she mentioned the firm, shapely bosom, she could have been describing me in real life. Very white, very bony, very ragged. Long hair, okay, I don't have that. Off-white and dishevelled, of course. And a pair of huge, puffy peepers. She's already talked about her bosom. She wasn't going to speak about it again. Nice. Was I by any chance carrying a long, rapaciously curved scythe? Right, enough silliness. Let's get to the meat of the matter. You know, I'm dying to know what your request may be. I'll even venture an educated guess that you wanted to ask me something about Ava Yan, but what could it be? Anyone could have told you the basic facts. Who she is, where she lives, what she prefers to wear. Are you interested in something else then? Something concerning her soul? Is this the case? How would you... Who told you? Did you speak with Katerina? Is this some kind of a joke? Oh no, I didn't speak with Katerina, I never do. Morphine addicts and other kinds of substance abusers are not the company I normally prefer. They make too bleak an impression. I have ceased my relationship with the Stamerton twins for that very reason. Now these two are of a potential interest to you. Did you meet them yet? How did you know I was going to ask about Ava? Let's just say that Ava is no less religious than yourself. Just a little while back she was literally obsessed with the cathedral. Times change though. The Bachelor has arrived and claimed the entirety of Ava's attention. Ava has forgotten her cathedral, and we forgot the hope of our salvation. I wouldn't be surprised if the cathedral will simply cease to exist in its capacity as a place where the aspirations of revival are kept. The Bachelor, you say? That's interesting. I'm convinced that he isn't human, but an emissary of evil. Well, in this case, should we be surprised that he has gained control over her, seduced her, bound her by his supernatural power? She would do anything for him, which gives every appearance of demonic possession. If we add the cathedral to the equation, we will end up with a textbook example of universal temptation narrative. Why are you looking at me like that? I'm going to keep looking at you, or rather to keep watching you. I get the feeling that every move you make, every breath you take, I'll be watching you, and you may be reliably... Sorry, a loud motorbike just went past my house. I hope that didn't completely ruin the recording. But if it did, I can only profusely apologise. This is not an opportunity I would ever miss, for it feeds remarkably well into one of my theories, perhaps the most pessimistic of them all. Well, off you go, Harbinger. Sometimes I too have revelations and see people's paths. We'll meet again soon, Yulia. Thanks for the saucy little bit of detail about Ava's fascination with El Bachulaire. Right, back to Capella now then, I think. I'm gonna get some shit done. We're in getting shit done mode now. Focusing up. No excuses, no failures, only success from here on out. All that wandering about in the depths of the plague lands, hunting down a man who clearly doesn't exist. That was like a prelude. That was just sort of building up tension, building up the stakes, so that now that I go and just have nothing but pure success, it will feel so much more dramatic and fulfilling, you know. Everything I do is intentional. You have to know that by now. Like, if I'm playing a difficult game and I die to a boss like 17, 18 times, then that's just to make the final success seem so much more sweet, you know? All calculated, all intentional. I am very infected, though. Hey, you. Hey, you. Hey, you. Thank you. Jesus Christ. After all that, she didn't even have anything. I can't remember if I've got enough materials for another Schmauder, but I will find out. Right here, right now. I do, actually. Cool. Very nice. I said a load of weird things to this man instead of trading with him. I don't know what I said to him, I was just pressing buttons and now I can't talk to him anymore. Oh well. Probably should have read what I was saying, really. I just thought I just sort of memorised the location, or poorly memorised the location, of which of the options was the trade one, and instead of reading them I just clicked what I thought was the trade option, and it resulted in, you know, whatever just happened. I'm sure it was very cool, though. I'm sure it was a very cool conversation. I really need basically everything you're offering, so let's do that. Thank you. Health's getting a little bit low, infection's getting a little bit high, reputation's getting a little bit low. We have stuff to achieve right now. We've got things to do. Things aren't quite going as planned, but I will adapt and I will overcome, don't you worry. Don't you worry your little head about it.
There's a peculiar smell on the outside. What is this?
Oh, the pain, or the pity, or the abysmal depth in your eyes. Speak fast, please. I don't know why, but being close to you feels oppressive. Don't get angry with me. By the way, I found the bachelor. How brave you are. Did he say anything? Is Loafer alright? Instead of looking for the boy, he got carried away trying to hunt down the Harrisbecks.
Do you know anything about the disease?
Was a pointless chat, wasn't it? I'm keeping the Schmauder there. I've come to you with a very important task. If you answer my question, I won't bother you any more for now. Tell me, is your father threatening Anna? For how much longer are you going to torture my father? No, he is not to blame for anything whatsoever. Remember it, in case anyone points the finger at him in the future. Why did I only give him my word? Someone's been sending anonymous threatening letters to Anna. She's convinced your father wants to punish her for something. He doesn't care about this Anna at all, but I suppose he's going to start now. Anonymous threats? Way to slander him. Thank you for telling me. I strangled this Anna myself, the viper, with my own hands. But who could be sending her those letters? They're signed, Look Back. What did you say? Look Back? I think I'm beginning to see now. Anna must have really been involved with the caravan. That makes Khan the most likely writer of the letters. So that's why they all suddenly assembled at the polyhedron 5 days ago and wouldn't leave. They had heard of the seeds of the caravan sprouting in the town. Small wonder. I don't get it. Who assembled at the polyhedron? A while ago, all of the town's children darted for the tower on the other side, like sheep from a wolf. There was mention of the caravan back then, but I didn't make too much of it. So Anna is afraid that her past will surface. A guilty mind is never at ease, and Khan had actually found out. And so now, of course, he wants to kill her because of the caravan. His dogheads must have been prowling around the town looking for people with caravan connections. Now they know, but the epidemic has struck in the meantime. As soon as he pulls himself together after his grandfather's death and is done setting up the polyhedron's defences, he will surely dispatch a revenge squad to Anna. And why had this news of caravan fugitives frightened the children so much? Also, grandfather. Is Victor Simon's son? I thought there were 3 brothers. I thought he was like the youngest brother, but I guess he's his son. Whatever. I think I may have learned this already once before and forgotten it again. For some reason it was really set in my mind that there were 3 Kane brothers, and I don't know why. Why had the news of caravan fugitives frightened the children so much? Basically, they used to abduct children. It is said that they brought them up as actors in order to attract new audiences. They picked the best. But now, so many years later, there have been so many legends, so many ballads and scary stories about them that no one remembers the truth anymore. In the children's ears, the word caravan is simply synonymous with a maddening and inescapable horror. But it's only Anna, and she's alone. Khan will give her no peace regardless. In his mind, even a single living caravan actor is a being who will sow and spread the seeds of this senseless monstrosity, like an infection of sorts. Really though, what was the point of the whole plan? They probably had something else in mind too. No, nothing. They travelled the country, acting, singing, performing stunts and tricks. They took bright children and left ugly ones on doorsteps as replacement. That's very funny. Like changelings, they were leaving fear, grief, hatred and monsters in their wake, while themselves being ever more alluring, beautiful, attractive and memorable. But despite that, people were growing more and more afraid of them. But that's a very clear picture of an imaginary evil, an evil that really only pretends to be evil. What is real evil then? You'll soon get a practical demonstration. You'll see it for yourself. Yes, you do sound like you know what you're talking about. Who are you, Clara? Answer me. Whatever I told you now, you wouldn't believe me. But don't be so afraid of me. You didn't think a miracle maker would look like this, did you? That will soon pass. That was an interesting-ass conversation, man. Aside from the very funny little tidbit about the caravan just swapping ugly kids for pretty ones. I don't know, that really tickled me. But aside from that, I mean, obviously there's parallels to be drawn between the caravan and the plague itself. She even called it an infection. Like, it comes into the town, it as she said, leaves fear and ugliness in its wake. It corrupts and it quite literally takes away the beautiful things and leaves less attractive things behind. It's like a plague that sweeps through the town. So obviously the parallels there is sort of very on the nose, shall we say, but then this game really does like to do that sort of thing. It is a big fan of... Actually, can I just do that? Yeah, that's much better, thank you. It's a big fan of just drawing as many parallels to this infection as possible, making the infection itself just feel like a metaphor for other things, even though it is obviously a very real threat in this game, as far as anything in this game is real. But it does like to draw parallels to other things within its own game world. But yeah, the idea that the reason the children are all locked up in the polyhedron is because they were escaping the potential threat of the caravan is something that I wasn't aware of. I always assumed the children went into the polyhedron to escape the plague, but then why were they already in there at the beginning of the game before the plague had arrived, right? I never really thought that through, but Now we have an answer for that. This game will hold like major plot points from you until the last fucking minute. Until the third campaign. Some near automata shit this is. Time to see Eva, I think. Ava. I pronounce her name differently every time I say it, and I don't intend to stop now. Ivar. Hello.
Can you feel how rapid my heartbeat is?
No. I know you, I've seen you in a dream. You're Clara, but you really have the face of someone who's hounded. Have they frightened you? I am being hounded.
Don't you think my colors have faded?
Why have you come? What do you want from me? Ava, sweet Ava, tell me, where is your Daniel gone? He's working. He's fighting the sand plague with selfless abandon. He's here and there setting up the town's defences against the disease, going round and assigning tasks, inquiring, gathering materials, observing, reflecting. He's preparing to quell the disease and stop the epidemic. Does he know a man named Reuben? That would be out of line for me to ask, Clara. Reuben has vanished under mysterious circumstances. Some people say the Shabnak killed him so she could devour Simon's body. Others say Reuben himself. Well, people say lots of different things. Why are you asking? He's in danger, Ava. An angel wants to inform on him. I must warn him. He's in the warehouse now on the north side at Reuben's secret dissecting room. Nobody knows he's there. He strictly forbade me to tell anyone. I myself don't know which warehouse the secret place is at. And did he tell you how to contact him in case of an emergency? Because this is that case. Yes, he did. At the door you'll find a secret knocking code. 2 quick and sharp knocks. Pause, then a heavy one, and then 2 more short ones. When they ask who's there, say the water is still. Thank you, sweet Ava. Now I can tell him everything I need to. I forget why? Is that bad of me? I forget why we're going for Reuben. I thought Katerina sent me to speak to Ava today in the same way she sent me to speak to Grace yesterday. Just sort of like to win her over to my side, right? I don't know. It's been a couple of days since I last played and my brain's all melty. my brain's not retaining the information. I noticed I didn't have a marker on my map for the polyhedron, so I don't know if I'm going to actually be able to do anything here or not, but if I can speak to the youngest Kane, and I might as well check, because I don't really want to pass up that opportunity while I've got it. He's quite an elusive figure, he's not the easiest one to get a hold of, and it does seem like we have reason to, given the whole Anna Angel thing. I don't really know why we're helping Anna, she's not a great person, but we needed answers out of her, so the only way we're going to get them is doing her quest, I suppose. I guess we can't just threaten her. Not really the threatening type. But a tiny child with magical palms. It's a long way up this polyhedron. It's not a quick jaunt. Look at my reputation again. There's no way I'll be able to buy anything else in shops today. It's really unfortunate. And also, doesn't look like I can do anything here today either. That's doubly unfortunate. What's my quest saying? Ava knows where the bachelor may be found. If Anna was telling the truth, I may be able to unveil the nature of this messenger clad in snakeskin. Okay. I guess maybe we have another reason to speak to Ava. I guess we were looking for Reuben for the same reasons we were coming to speak to Kane, like he was possibly someone else who was threatening Anna Angel. And we just sort of accidentally took the wrong conversation with Ava that sent us down that quest instead of the one that we were meant to be doing to sort of get her on side or whatever. So I guess we'll go back to Ava now, talk to her again, using Yulia's little hooks. And then we'll go speak to Reuben. 2 short knocks, 1 long knock, 2 short knocks, and then something about water, was it? My memory's real good, don't you worry, I'm not going to fuck it up. I'll remember real good. Professional video gamer. You realise I haven't saved at all yet today? I should do that. Just played for like 40 minutes and haven't saved. That's really bad form in this game. Excessively bad form. It's just I've not really had any threats, so I've not really seen the need, you know what I mean? Like, but the ever-present threat of my health decaying to infection is, I guess, threat enough. Speaking of which... Fuck. I'm sure those girls can trade for infection-busting tablets at this point. The shops are selling them, so... You'd hope. There's a medical shop here. Just want to see if my reputation is high enough to buy anything from them. I really don't think it will be though. My infection has got real bad real quick. Oh, okay. I will take all 3 of those because seems like I need them. Seems like I need them right now. Really didn't think my reputation was going to be high enough for that. I'm not complaining, but it surprises me. Let's just actually... Don't save for absolutely ages, then save twice in like 10 seconds. Use this. Use another one. Kinda want to use the 3rd one as well, honestly. Right. Infection dealt with. Exhaustion... bad. Exhaustion real bad. What's the time? It's only like midday. I've got plenty of time for my quests. What I might do is sleep at Ava's and painkiller myself up.
They say it's neither pox nor cholera, so it's not all that bad, is it?
Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Do you hear these little silvery tinkling things on my chest? They're not keys. They're not bells. They're my hooks. Tell me about the Bachelor. Why, I don't hear any tinkling. You speak strangely. Ava, oh Ava, I know of you this. You love the Bachelor more than your own life. Will you agree to touch me, to brave the depths, to answer my questions candidly and without prejudice? The moment his boots stepped on the dusty soil of our roads, the moment he took a deep breath of our air, the moment his shadow fell on the cobbles of our town, I knew that my life had changed, and that it was approaching its acme. He had come, and now I live for his sake. Why do you love him so much? He came here to witness a genuine miracle. He believes he will find here what he would no longer have found at the capital. He had been searching, and lo, fate brought him to my door. He's better than anyone who ever walked this earth. Because he's doomed. What if he came here to work miracles instead of observing them? Doomed? I don't understand what you're saying at all. What does being able to work miracles have to do with anything? No, miracle workers aren't doomed. Even those of them whose lives are short live them to the fullest in a way you couldn't live 1,000 ordinary lives. Look at me, Ava. I can work miracles. I can sense their nature. Mark my words, neither you nor he will get any miracles for as long as you're expecting them with such greed and entitlement. Why? No, Clara, you didn't see what we saw. You're being too serious. Those who watched Scarlet Nina build the town, who watched Simon play with our children, would never say it's futile to demand a miracle. One can, and in a way, one must. Well, well. So that's the utopian force. That's what the utopian force doctrine looks like. Why, it sure is beautiful. Did you call my words a false doctrine? Believe me, it's 'cause of teachings like these that the disease has struck your town. For as long as the town is afire with this naive, criminal and greedy hope, you will go on suffering and dying. I know it. I am the Harbinger. They say you're Katerina's foster daughter. Can you see clearer into the future than she? I can. Will you take care of him when I die? Maria let slip that he has 3 days left to win. It's a commitment he is bound by. I will have to give my own life so that he may survive. That will be a fitting sacrifice for of the true teaching. You don't have to die. I'll do everything myself. Sleep and listen to what I tell you. He says we have to fight, to hope for the impossible until the very end. He's the one who will do the fighting, not you, gentle Ava. Sleep. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna... Hopefully just a morphine will do the trick. I'll save beforehand though. Again. Nothing but saving right now. And then just sleep for 4 hours? Yeah, 4 was pretty good, honestly. Why are you coughing? You're fine. Stop being a drama queen. Nothing but reputation is even remotely bad right now. Okay, so what we really need to do now is go see Reuben at the warehouse district. It's not actually marked on the map, which is heinous. I mean, I know where he is. Although actually, it seems like I know the threats are coming from Khan, so maybe the Reuben thing is a false flag. I might just swing by there on the way anyway, just to have a chat with Reuben, because he's such a rare character, you know. He's not one you see much of. So I want to take full advantage of being able to have a little tete-a-tete with the man while I can. Yo, you got any drugs? Just bullets. I hate it when the random little girls in the street won't give me drugs and will only give me bullets. It's just like a common issue that everyone suffers from, I know, but it's no worse that it's such a regular occurrence. Stupid. I checked all the bins around here lately. Not completely, it seems. Look at all these tradable people around here. It's great. Tradable but not useful. Even more water for my collection. Just carrying like a fucking massive gallon drum of water around with me. Anything new? Yeah, man, I'll give you a knife for some more drugs. More drugs? Oh, okay, yeah. Need to give you... I don't get anything that's only worth 1, unfortunately. I'll give you 2 watches instead of a knife. Good. Good. Good trade. Can I just eat all of those? Yeah, barely affected my health at all. Beautiful. Have a schmauder. You know you want to. Damn. I don't know, I saw the yellow of the tablets and just for a second my brain was like, that's vaguely the colour that schmauders are. Just for a few frames in there, my brain was really happy to see that colour, but alas, 'twas not to be. Reuben's is just around the corner here. This building? No, not this building. This building. Oh, I didn't actually have to remember the passcode. It just works.
Shh. They can be around.
What, have you come here to intimidate me? Who are you, Clara the Harbinger? What do you want? Why are you getting so riled up? I just wanted to say my farewell to Simon. He is here, isn't he? What? Who told you Simon was here? And wasn't he? Wasn't it you and the Bachelor who examined his body trying to establish the cause of his death? Looks like there's a whole conspiracy going on here. It's true, but Simon's body has been stolen. Do you understand? He's not where I examined him anymore. Don't hide from me. I mean no harm to anybody. There's no act that I couldn't understand, explain and forgive. Alright, I'll tell you. Yes, it was I who stole the body. The Bachelor knows nothing, and the reason I stole it, Clara, is that I wish to carry through with my duty. I'm a doctor. I've sworn the oath, and not only the same oath everyone swears, but also a special one. To my master. So why did you steal Simon's body? My master was a Menku, and who renounced his lawful power entirely for the sake of the kin's conspiracy. He dedicated all his efforts to medicine instead of that art of bull drawing or the science of government. He mostly knew or sensed something. He probably knew or sensed something even, and so, were it not for his vile murder, he would now be doing something in order for the kin to live on. And that's why you stole Simon? Simon was more than a mere human. He had transfigured his entire essence in such a way that every particle of his being would align with the law of universal harmony. Simon had fashioned himself after Boast to Rock, so they said that the kin, meaning for them, he had become divine. Who is Boast to Rock? The World Bull, out of whom the universe was made. Everything that happens to his being, all of his vital processes, all of his shapes are signs and semblances reflecting all that was, is, or will be in this world. All creatures carry that knowledge within, but the universal bull and its semblances embody it fully. I'm beginning to understand you now. 2 days were not enough to complete your study of this Boast to Roke transfigury. Not nearly enough. He really is different from other people, and I've seen a lot of those. Many different creatures have revealed their nature under my scalpel. So what are you intending to do? You know that already. Why ask? Stop. Don't say anything. I'll give you some vials if you don't inform on me. They help. You won't fall sick. Do you get that? What kind of vials? Special kind. Vaccines. I'm going to make a few hundred and give them to Isidore's apprentices to distribute them to the people so that no one gets ill. If the termitory is reopened, they'll deliver them to the kin. If it isn't, they'll give it to the people, to everyone, so that there's enough for all. Don't be afraid, I'm not going to inform on you. You'll suffer enough as it is. Yes, there's enough suffering for you. But thanks for the vaccine anyway, pal. I appreciate it. I'm definitely going to inform on him. I'm 100% going to inform on him. But unfortunately, the time has come, so I cannot inform on him. That was difficult words to say. Until next time. Thank you for watching as ever and ever. Amen. And I will see you next time. Bye. Welcome back. Welcome back. The game's silent. Not welcome back.